What is up, guys? It is Lap from VSM Auto Life, and today I'm going to be making a video on how to do a damage estimate based on pictures that you see online of wrecked vehicles. So let's get right into it. The reason you do want to do an estimate like this is to determine whether the car is going to be worth for you to buy salvage and rebuild it or not, and also it gives you a baseline to determine what is going to be your maximum bid. That way you're getting something out of it, because the whole point of doing this is to obviously save money. Now there's other reasons, but we're not going to dive into it. So let's take a look at this 2006 Dodge Charger RT that I'm looking to get for myself. Now, those of you who have watched my previous videos, I did sell my other 2006 Dodge Charger, which was a base model, but I sold it because I was moving cities. I needed the money, and at this point, I've got my own place, I'm settled in, and I'm ready to get another car. So, like I said, we're looking at a 2006 Dodge Charger RT. This one in particular has, let me see where the 112,000 miles, which was just around the same as my other one was, and I did purchase my other one for $1,400. After fees and taxes and delivery, it cost me right around $2,000. I did also have the parts, but this one in particular, I no longer have parts that I can swap, so I'm going to need to estimate the cost. So let's take a look at the first picture and what is obvious. So obvious right here is the hood is going to need to be replaced. It's pushing quite a bit right there, and let's zoom on it real quick. See if that does anything. Yeah, not do much. Well, and you can see where it's completely bent up. Also, from personal experience, I know that the Dodge Chargers have aluminum hoods. Now, that's also something you guys need to keep in mind when you're looking at this. You got to realize, especially some of these new cars, not everything is made out of steel. Certain things, especially in higher end cars, are going to be made of aluminum, possibly magnesium, obviously steel, carbon fiber, sheet molded compound, lots of different options. Now, I don't think any are made out of plastic, because a hood is supposed to absorb collision energy. But what else is obvious on this one? So right here we can see that the gap looks pretty good going along through here, so which also gives us is an indicator of how much damage there is. If we look right here, you can see that this corner light is cracked, so that's going to need to be replaced. In the back, now, doesn't seem like there is any damage, because it does tell us where the damage is, which is front end left side, which there's left side, and the front end is obviously over there. Now we can scroll to the rest of it. The rest of the car looks pretty clean. Now, I mean, there's only so much that you can see. For all we know, there could be improper repairs on this car. You know, there could have been old bad paint jobs. Nothing that you will see in pictures. So an in-person inspection is important, and I'm probably going to make a video on that also, following up this one after the auction has been assigned to the vehicle. So from the interior, we can see, very important, that there are no airbags that were deployed. And also, if you scroll down on IAA, the insurance auto auction, or whatever it is, it says that the belts are active and the front airbags. So it would actually tell you that if they were deployed or intact. So it's right there. Airbags are intact. So, and there's also other information, keys present, key fob present, all that good stuff. So let's keep scrolling in and see a few more things. So here we actually get a pretty good close-up picture of this. Obviously, the right side tail lamp is also damaged. There's possible damage to the grille, which you can see. The bumper cover will need to be replaced. Now, yeah, this doesn't look too bad, right? Well, you got to consider a few other things. What's behind here? What's behind right there? So right behind here, you have the radiator support, or the upper tie bar. More than likely, it's going to be damaged. You got to take that into consideration. And when you do things like that, it's not just what you can see, but it's what's behind these panels. But that's another story. That's what you need to do, a visual in-person inspection, if you want to truly find out what else is damaged. So also I know that right about here is the radiator and the AC condenser. So if it was hit right there, there's possible damage to the AC condenser and the radiator itself. There's a washer fluid tank or the reservoir right there, which could be damaged. Obviously, behind the bumper, the reinforcement is more likely going to be damaged, and the impact absorber is going to be damaged also. So now let's get a price estimate on everything. Now, there's a lot of websites where you can get parts from, and whether they're aftermarket or OEM. Personally, I'm gonna go with OEM parts for things like the hood, and I would probably get aftermarket lights and an aftermarket bumper. The reason being, I want to go OEM for the hood is aftermarket hoods are not going to fit properly. Your gaps are going to be off, and the hood might not even completely bolt on properly. So you could have a lot of problems with that if you buy an aftermarket part and you end up painting it, going to put it on, and you're going to get screwed. So where's the first place that I'm going to look? Well, my favorite website is going to be car-parts.com. Now it's more of a database where it searches all the junkyards in your area. So we already got the information in 2006 Dodge Charger, and we're going to need the hood. Pretty easy. Sort by this. I'm going to sort it by my postal code. And that also gives you options. So it is not an SRT. So we're going to exclude SRT8. And we're going to sort it by distance, because more than likely I want to go pick it up myself, and I'm not going to try and pay shipping. So here's what we have. 5 miles away, right from where I live in Portland, we have a hood. This one is blue. It is for a 2006 Dodge Charger. It tells me the part grade, a 1 hour. So, and they break it down there. So probably a 1 hour dent, or what they consider an hour dent, and they will sell it for $350. So I know that I can get a hood for just right around $350, because I got a few other ones in my area that are selling for the same. So $375, another $350, and this one will actually tell you that it's been reworked, so possibly also a damaged hood that's been repaired. So that's something you guys got to keep in mind for. And here's what I'm looking at. So there's a black hood for a 2010 Dodge Charger, which will still fit mine, and it's going for $425. Now, instead of buying something like a silver one or a red one or a blue one, hey, I might as well just spend a little bit of extra money, buy myself that black one, and then all I have to do is bolt it on straight into the car, and now I no longer have to paint it. Now, it's not necessarily going to work with all colors, because there's a lot of silvers, but specifically on these Dodge Chargers, I do believe they just have one or two black, and you're not going to see a color difference. So in my case, I would be able to do this. So let's just round it down to $400 for the hood. Now, bumper cover. There's a lot of places, almost anywhere you can get a bumper cover, and that's very easy by doing a quick Google search. And now, although I already did my research ahead of time, and I did find a place, actually I found a place that will ship me a painted bumper cover for $280. It's going to be off Amazon. That's where I found mine, but let's look it up. Front bumper cover, what are we looking at? Lots of options. We got one for $50. We got one with a grill for $100. You got some pre-painted that are OEM. So these are most likely aftermarket ones. So you can get one for $50. Now it is going to be completely bare, no grill, no anything. You will have to transfer it off your original one, and you are going to need to paint it. And some of these actually do give you warranty, and so if you can get it on, pre-fit the bumper cover on your car to make sure it fits, then get it painted if everything is good. So also watch out for shipping. Some of these might charge you crazy. It might be $50, but you add it to cart and you'll find out that they will, they'll charge you $80, $100 for shipping or whatever it may be. So we're also going to need the reinforcement. So let's take a look at that. What is that going to run us? And from what I can see, we can get a cheap reinforcement for an aftermarket one for about $35. I can also probably get a used one from a junkyard. So let's look that up. Bumper reinforcement front. Let's search it. Sorted by distance. And we have a couple one right near my area for 167, 197. Now these are going to be OEM bumpers, so they're going to be authentic, Dodge or Chrysler bumpers. And this one's actually, it tells you some of them come without the foam. The foam is going to be that energy absorber, which I will also most likely get aftermarket. And there we go. This is the part that we're looking at. So this one is plastic in particular. Some of them are made out of foams or all sorts of different materials, most likely a sort of plastic. So yeah, for Dodge, this is what it is. So you can get also one of these for around $40. So and one more thing that I did mention is we're going to need the core support or the upper tie bar or the radiator support. And so let's just go back here, 2006 Charger front radiator support. And here's what we come up with. This is the part that I was talking about. Now this one, yep, you're looking at about $100. Also, another place where you can search for parts is eBay. The problem is with parts like these, I would try to stay away from our aftermarket because for fitment, because they're aftermarket, and especially if they're selling on eBay, they're parts that have been rejected previously by manufacturers or shops or anything like that, and so they might not necessarily perfectly fit. Although you can return them, but it's going to make it a hassle for you. So what I'm going to do is go back to my junkyard searches and see if I can find radiator support, radiator condenser. There we go, radiator core support. And let's see what I can get one for from the junkyard. So $250, $245, $230. So right around $200, and you will get an OEM part, which you can be confident that it will fit properly, and you won't have any problems with it. So, and headlights, we're just gonna get them off eBay because it doesn't really matter. Most likely going to come in a pair. Yep. So $129, $160. These are fancy. So 50. If we want to just replace one, we can get one for $50. Me personally, I would just get the set and replace both of them the way they look new, just because they're so cheap. So right about $120. So I don't have the total. Actually, I should have kept track of it, but I will put it down up on the screen for you guys, and the total cost of all the parts. And then once the auction is assigned, I will actually go take a look in person to see what else is damaged on the vehicle, and based on that, we'll see how much I missed and how much I was able to get out of it just by looking at it visually. Another thing I could assume that could possibly be damaged is this the front rail over here. So if it's hit hard enough in the reinforcement, it could have bent the rail or the crush bars that are over there, which is structural damage, which gets a little bit more complicated than just bolt on and bolt off parts. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Peace out.